Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our subject, Contemporary Approaches to Values Education. I am Nancy N. E. Alvior. A while ago, Mr. Alvior reported about the definition of values. Now, as a continuation, I am going to report about the other concepts related to values. Value, as an explicit concept, was in early use in various narrow technical meanings in the field of economics. Only in the last 3 decades or so have value concepts found widespread use among the other social sciences. Although a pioneering effort was made by Thomas and Nanicki prior to the 1920s in the Polish peasant in Europe and America in 1918. Psychologists have employed an array of related terms: attitudes, needs, sentiments, dispositions, interests, preferences, motives, catexes, valences, according to Smith 1963, page 326 to 331. Anthropologists have spoken of obligation, according to Brand 1961, ethos, culture pattern, themes, and lifestyle. Sociologists and political scientists have referred to interests, ethics, ideologies, mores, norms, attitudes, aspirations, obligations, rights, and sanctions. Clearly, there is no point in extending the meaning of the term so broadly that there is no way of distinguishing between values and other determinants of behavior. Human social behavior is the outcome of physiological states and capacities of the organism, of the stimulus field to which it reacts, of the conceptual schemes within which it interprets its environment, and of motives or needs, which are not identical with the value elements which enter into them. Values constitute only one among several classes of factors that there should be taken into account if one seeks to predict and understand human behavior. Although it is often difficult in specific instances to distinguish between values and such related concepts as beliefs, needs, or motives, reasonably clear distinctions can be drawn in general terms. When, for example, we think of values as components of personality, it is clear that values are not the same as needs or desires. Needs derive from deficiency or disruption. Desires are wishes or appetitions directed towards certain objects or states. Desires may become so intense as to become needs, and needs are typically intermingled with corresponding desires. In any case, however, it is possible for there to be a need or a desire, for example, for food, in which values are not the only or even the most important component. On the other hand, values themselves may be a source of needs and desires, as when one seeks to remove the pangs of not fulfilling one's duty, or positively aspires to live up to high standards of craftsmanship. Values are not motives. Many particular motives may reinforce commitment to a given value. A given value may have a strength that is relatively independent of any particular motive, though it remains in some sense a function of the total motivational system, according to Clarkhan 1951, page 425. Values are not the same as norms for conduct. Norms are rules for behaving. They say more or less specifically what should or should not be done by particular types of actors in given circumstances. Values are standards of desirability that are more nearly independent of specific situations. The same value may be a point of reference for a great many specific norms. A particular norm may represent the simultaneous application of several separable values. Thus, the value premise equality may enter into norms for relationships between husband and wife, brother and brother, teacher and student, and so on. On the other hand, the norm, a teacher must not show favoritism in grading, may in a particular instance involve the values of equality, honesty, humanitarianism, and several others. Values as standards or criteria for establishing what should be regarded as desirable provide the grounds for accepting or rejecting particular norms. Thus, achievement values, stressing active instrumental accomplishment against a standard of excellence, may be reflected in norms for sports, games, occupational activities, community service, political life, education, science, and so on. The same principle holds for values considered as desirable objects or states. For example, a high positive evaluation of freedom or authority may be one of the grounds for a great many specific norms in various areas of society, culture, and personality. On the other hand, many norms are multi-valued, relating simultaneously, for example, to hedonic criteria, considerations of efficiency, and values of social integration. A minor but clear case in point might be norms of etiquette for social dining. As one moves along a scale of increasing generality, in which norms become more and more detached from particular circumstances, a point eventually will be reached at which norm becomes practically indistinguishable from value. Marginal cases naturally are debatable and difficult to classify, but a knowledge of the context usually permits a reasonably satisfactory assignment of the concrete specifications of conduct to the class of norms, and the standards of desirability to the category of value. The injunction, "be honest," has the appearance of a norm, but unless we know what behavior qualifies as honest in various circumstances, we have no real guide to particular conduct. We know only that something called honesty is regarded as a desirable thing. Careful study of a large sample of norms dealing with honesty typically is required to disentangle the generalized value principle from the admixture of other values and other determinants of behavior. And that is all. Thank you.